On March 22nd, the world stood still. Brian Hoxton was announced as the new men's basketball coach at Providence. After bringing the USF Bulls to their first regular season championship and their first conference championship, which hasn't been done since 1990, he punched their ticket to March Madness, which hasn't been done since 2012. While the student and athletic board were in disarray, all hope seemed to be projecting forward. Rob Higgins acquired Chris Mack to take over as the men's basketball head coach. In other news, 2 weeks before the season started, Jose Fernandez shockingly left 2 weeks before the season to go to the Dallas Wings. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I was mad too. I understand. I was upset. I was completely upset. But he only brought success to the women's team for the 25 seasons he was with them, winning the 2009 WNIT 75-71 against the Jayhawks, being the third highest drafted coach in USF athletic history. Kind of impressive. And making the NCAA tournament 10 times in his 25-season span with the Bulls. With the sudden departure from Fernandez, Michelle Woods-Baxter stepped up as the interim head coach, surprisingly leading the Bulls to a 2012 season with a 13-5 conference record. Now, it's only an interim coach. You only can go as far as they want to stay. So, Rob Higgins came to play, acquiring Christy Curry to fill in the shoes of Jose Fernandez. Christy Curry, in 2 words, is a fucking beast. Holy shit, you gotta believe, bro. First of all, in 2001, she led the Purdue Boilermakers to a championship game. No. Not even that, all right? She brought success to the Boilermakers, making them recognized an astonished women's basketball championship winning team. Well, they didn't win. They lost by 2 points to the Ruth Riley leading Fighting Irish, 68-66. But, point still stands. Christy Curry is fucking her, bro. In 2006, Christy Curry decided to leave the Purdue Boilermakers to go to an inferior school called Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas, where she got Raider rash, but she found instant success with the Red Raiders, leading to 2 tournament bids, one in 2011 and the other in 2013. And on top of that, 3 consecutive 20-win seasons. Later in the 2013 season, Curry decided to take the job at Bama, where she stayed for 13 seasons, turning the tide back to an SEC dynasty. She led Alabama to the NCAA tournament 5 times within her career. Plus, she brought Alabama 5 consecutive 20-plus win seasons. To me, USF has always been a dominant, heavy women's basketball school. And with this hire, the Bulls have found just what they needed. Curry has the experience in power conference play, from the Big Ten to the Big 12 to the SEC. And that's exactly what USF needs now more than ever. In the current field of college sports, TV and conference alignment matter the most. And with this hire, USF has the opportunity to put themselves for a bid in a bigger and better conference. Now I'm going to segue to the USF's other critical hire, where Rob Higgins landed on Chris Mack. Now you might be asking, who is Chris Mack? If you know college basketball, you know this guy's a dog. You know he's an absolute unit, not to be messed with. In his first season alone, he recorded a 26-9 season and finished in the AP poll at 25. Not even that, he brought Xavier the A10 regular season championship and punched their ticket to March Madness. Now, they entered the tournament as a 6 seed where, anything can happen in March Madness. And that one thing did happen. They beat Minnesota and Pittsburgh to advance to the Sweet 16 in his first year, mind you, but fell short in the double overtime to Kansas State, 96-101. In his time in Xavier, he soared new heights and set new standards, actually becoming the all-time win leader to 215-97. But what really truly defined his 2009 to 18 tenure at Xavier was his 8 NCAA tournament appearances with his 4 Sweet 16 and a complimentary 2017 Elite 8 run. His top seasons include winning the 2018 Big East regular season title as the number 1 seed and earning National Coach of the Year honors in 2016. After departing from Xavier in 2018, Mack took his talents to Kentucky to coach the Louisville Cardinals. A lot of high expectations were put on Mack. Simply put, his time at Louisville was filled with scandals and letdowns. It got to the point where Mack was suspended for the first 6 games due to failing to follow university procedures regarding an extortion attempt by assistant coach Dino Guadio. Now, I might have mispronounced that, but it doesn't matter because guess who got blamed? Chris Mack, all right? Like, let's be honest. Now, followed by a poor 6-8 start of the season, Mack took reign of the Cardinals during COVID, which was already, we know what happened, quarantine, lockdown. It was a shot in the foot, like, let's be honest. Now, they were projected to be number 1 in the nation during this season. The team underperformed, to say the least. And following shortly after, Mack was released, and he was kind of scourging around, trying to find a new job, to find a new school that would really accept him. Now, this school that he landed on was called the College of Charleston. But he only stayed for 2 seasons, where he made an impact from the start. He brought the school to a 24-9 record in his first season alone, and in his second season, he went 21-11. Now, what does this information mean to me? It means success. And that's the simplest way put. Both hires show that USF is here to stay and here to compete. Curry, a coach that knows what it takes to win, was a hire USF could not miss out on. In my personal opinion, it was the only hire fit for the university. Growing up as a USF Bulls fan, I've witnessed Jose's work and all its success. Living up to his work and name is no easy task, especially whenever you're in the position of the head coach of the head USF women's basketball team. But not on just the women's side of the ball. It's also pivotal on the men's side. Not only after this historic season led by Brian Hogston, Chris Mack has shoes to fill and shoes to keep. Now, as I said before, I grew up as a Bulls fan, and I've witnessed the historic 2023-2024 season and the disappointing following season from the 2024-2025. Now, as a student at the university, the Bulls are in a dire position to make themselves better in the American Conference with this newly acquired hire. It bothers me to say, and I believe many other of the fans and students, that coaches that, quote-unquote, come to the Bay will never stay in the Bay. Hires like Brian Hogston treated this job more as a stepping stone than anything long-term. And I put the blame on the conference and the brand that USF has built. It's a shame that the NCAA views the Group of Five as an experimental group for the power conferences. Just look at the past football seasons alone. UNT, USF, and Tulane all lost their head coaches to Power 4 schools simply because of money. Now it's trickling to basketball. USF was a stepping stone for Brian Hogston for Providence. With the coach leaving, all the old players from this team have entered the transfer portal, with none of them staying, which stings, but I strongly believe that Chris Mack can find the right guys and win big. This is a must year for USF. They need to prove that they are more than just a flyover school and show the world they mean business. 2 pivotal points that I strongly believe in is 1, they need to reclaim the AAC championship title. And number 2, they need to win the NIT or make it an appearance in the Sweet 16 round of the men's March Madness. Now, this truly does mean a lot to me because, while USF is on the positive incline of academics, first of all, nursing, business, and the increase of demand for AI, USF has put themselves ahead of everyone, ahead of the competition for these degrees. But that's not going to get asses in seats. What truly is going to get viewership, fans, and retainment is through athletics, through football, especially through basketball, and baseball to an extent. Now, the culture of a college lasts longer than a degree. That sounds crazy, but think about it. People come back to their alma mater for the culture, the memories, and it's a way that families, right, prior alumni can bring their spouses, their children to games of their identity. Because a college is an identity. And if that identity is tainted, people don't want to be associated with this identity they put their money and time to. And the best way to retain and gain better, imagery through this brand is coaches. Coaches are what drive the athletic program to success or drive them to the ground in a terrible negative way. And that's why I strongly believe that this year, for basketball especially, on both sides of the basketball, are pivotal for USF.